Okay, so in this section you're going to do something very exciting. What I love, and these are called the passing chords. Okay, of course we are in the key of G. Now these are just movements which help you to move from one chord to another. Passing movements, meaning that they may not be part of the song, but they are movements which help you to fill in gaps and to transition from one chord to another. Okay, so let me start just by saying that on a scale, as we said before, we have 8 positions: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For example, on G major scale. Now we can have passing chords as we move from one chord to another. Okay, and there are different types of chords we can use, but some of the best that I like using most of the time are dominant 7th chords and diminished 7th chords. Okay, those two types of chords are really what I would like to highlight in this section. Okay, how we use those two types of chords as passing chords. If you've done any of my other courses, you realize that the concept is still the same. And that's what you need to realize, that in every key, the concept you apply in one key when you're finding passing chords, you just translate the same thing in the other key. The concept remains the same. Okay, so for example, I'm here in position 1. I'm playing my G major chord. Okay, now I want to move from 1 to 2. Right? So I want to move from G major to A minor. Remember, chord number 1 is G major. Chord number 2 is A minor. So now what I usually do is I think of it, okay, my destination is A. I can arrive at A using 2 positions, from the front or from the back. Okay, so I'm going to A minor. I can approach this A minor from the A sharp or from the G sharp. Okay, there are 2 ways. Now, that is the case where I want to use a diminished 7th chord. So when I'm moving from G major and the next chord is a 2, which is A minor, I can use this A sharp diminished 7th chord, which is A sharp, C sharp, E, and G. Or I can use a G sharp diminished 7th chord, which is G sharp, B, D, and F. So these are 2 options I can use: A sharp diminished 7th chord or G sharp diminished 7th chord as a passing chord to A minor or A minor 7th if you add the G. Okay, A minor, A, C, E, add the G, you get A minor 7th in whatever inversion that you are in. A minor, add the G, A minor 7th. So what we mean is this: I'm moving from G, and then I pass through this G sharp diminished to my A minor 7th. Or I can start with my G, then A sharp to A minor. Now what you realize is that you can always invert these chords. Now when you invert diminished 7th chords, the name of the chord may change. For example, I'm trying to avoid to do this kind of movement, for example, from G all the way here, okay, to the G sharp diminished 7th chord. What I can do, I can bring this F here, okay, so that I have this chord. Now, it is a G sharp diminished 7th, but when I invert it, okay, when I bring the F here, the name of this chord can change. It's now like F diminished 7th, okay, F, G sharp, B, and D. Right? So you can think of it as G sharp diminished 7th or F diminished 7th. So I'll maintain the root on the left, okay, to the G sharp. So I'm playing a slash chord here: F diminished 7th and G sharp. See that common note? So and then to my 2 now, A minor 7th. Now there's this song I love, a worship song, How Excellent Is Your Name, O Lord. I know I'll do an example, but I would like to mention this here because of just the section of the song I want to mention, okay? How excellent is your name, oh Lord. So the progression is 1, and then this passing chord, which is the flat 2, because the 2 is A, the G sharp is a flat 2. How excellent is your name, oh Lord. Then you play the 5, and in this case I'm playing just the D dominant 7th chord. D, F sharp, and A is D major. When you add the C, you get D dominant 7th chord. Okay? So it's 1, flat 2, which is our passing chord, and then 2, 5, 1, back to G major. How excellent is your name, oh Lord. That's an example of how you can apply that passing chord. Now, the other passing chord we said you can apply, remember we have been using that G sharp diminished 7th, but we just inverted it. We brought the F down here. We can use the A sharp diminished 7th. The same thing, you can bring the G here. So, in a sense, you are using a G diminished 7th chord, okay? Which is the same as A sharp diminished 7th. So you can also use this diminished 7th chord as your passing chord to the A minor, okay? So, how excellent. Okay, we have to use the A sharp. How excellent is your name, oh Lord. How excellent is your name, I'm trying to keep this simple because this course is meant for intermediate, beginner to intermediate level, okay? So that's an example of how we approach a position of a chord using diminished 7th chord as a passing chord. Remember, just to mention again, if I'm moving from 1 to 2, my destination is 2. I can approach this 2 using G sharp or A sharp, back or front, and you can use these chords as diminished 7th chords, okay? A final example on this diminished 7th application. For example, if I'm moving from 4 to 5, what is 4 to 5? Of course, 4 is C, 5 is D. I'm moving from C major to D major. I'm looking for passing chords in these positions, okay? My destination is what? 5. So I can approach this 5 from 2 angles, from the C sharp or from the D sharp. Just make this a C sharp diminished 7th chord, which is C sharp, E, G, and A sharp, or D sharp diminished 7th chord, which is D sharp, F sharp, A, and C. So we can approach this chord using that or that. So or now remember we can invert these chords, huh? Instead of playing that C sharp there, we can bring that A sharp here. So in other words, we have an A sharp diminished 7th chord, okay? So sounds better, okay? Because the notes are coming in a little bit closer. Instead of having that there, it's better to have it down here. So instead of that, we are playing this. So or remember we can play the D sharp diminished 7th chord, okay? So we can bring the C here, okay? So it's like a C diminished 7th chord. And then we play with the D sharp. Remember, you can invert it again. Instead of using this, you can bring the A again back. So you have like kind of now an A diminished 7th chord. Okay. So A, C, D sharp, F sharp. So okay. Now, an exercise that you can do with these diminished 7th chords. Now, for example, you can use dominant 7th chords now. Let's first leave the diminished 7th chord at that place. Let me talk about the dominant 7th chords as passing chords. What you need to do is this. Look at your destination and ask yourself, what is the 5 of your destination chord? What is the 5 in the scale of that key? For example, yes, we are playing in key G, and we want to move to A minor, from G major to A minor. Okay? Now, ask ourselves, what is the 5 of A in the scale of A? Now, in this case, you need to know all the major scales. So, what is the 5 of A? In the A major scale, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. I encourage students that even if you can't play in every key, at least know all the major scales. They'll help you a lot in constructing chords and passing chords. Okay? So the 5 of key A is E. So is E. So you play the E as the dominant 7th chord. Okay? What is E dominant 7th? E, G sharp, B, and D. That will be your dominant 7th chord, and you can play to the G sharp on the left. So that G sharp, because we are going to A minor 7th.